It was raining the day Emily found the letter, not just the usual soft drizzle of spring, but a heavy, relentless downpour that mirrored the storm inside her heart. The letter wasn't new. It was folded neatly, yellowed at the edges, tucked behind a forgotten book on her grandmother's shelf. The handwriting was unmistakable, her mother's. Emily hadn't heard her mother's voice in over 10 years, not since the accident. And though she had tried to forget, tried to bury the pain under years of silence and distraction, this letter was like a whisper from the past, begging to be heard. She unfolded it slowly, hands trembling. Her mother had written it just days before the crash but had never mailed it. That made it feel even more sacred. The words weren't grand or poetic. They were simple, honest, full of a kind of quiet love Emily hadn't realized she'd missed so much. "My dearest Emily," it began. "I know we don't always understand each other, and I know I can be too hard sometimes. But I want you to know I'm proud of you. I see how hard you try. I see your heart. I just want to understand you better. I hope one day, we can sit down and really talk, just us, no distractions. I love you, always." Emily didn't realize she was crying until her tears blurred the ink on the page. She had been 15 when her mother died, 15 and furious. Furious that her mother didn't understand her passion for art, her introverted nature, her need for space. Her mom was always so busy, always expecting, always pushing. Their last words had been a fight. Emily had slammed the car door and shouted that she didn't care if she never saw her again. But she had, every night, in her dreams. Now, at 25, Emily was an art teacher in a small town, using her skills to connect with kids the way she wished her mom had connected with her. And suddenly, the memory of her mother didn't feel so far away. That letter, those words, changed everything. The next day, she brought the letter to her class. Not to read aloud, but to share the idea. She gave her students a challenge. Write a letter to someone you love, especially if it's hard to say those things in person. A boy named Liam stayed after class. He was always quiet, always looking down, sketching dragons in the margins of his notebook. "My dad left last year," he said, voice low. "I don't know what I'd write." Emily sat beside him. "Start with what you wish you could say. Even if it's just one sentence. That's enough." Liam nodded slowly. The next day, he handed her a folded paper. She didn't read it, just smiled and told him she was proud. In the weeks that followed, something shifted in her class. The kids opened up, not just about letters, but about fears, dreams, the quiet parts of themselves they usually kept hidden. Emily realized that in helping them find their voice, she was healing too. But the biggest change came when Emily decided to write a letter of her own. She sat by the window one evening, rain tapping gently on the glass, like a memory. She lit a candle, pulled out a blank sheet of paper, and began. "Dear Mom, I read your letter today. And I finally understood. I know you loved me. I know you tried. I'm sorry I didn't see it then. I wish we had more time, but maybe this is our time now. Through words, through memories, through the way I love others the way you loved me." She didn't know if anyone would ever read it. That wasn't the point. The healing was in the writing, in the quiet bravery of saying what had gone unsaid for too long. As summer came, her classroom windows filled with sunlight and stories, laughter and learning. Emily still carried the letter with her, tucked in her journal, not as a weight, but as a reminder. That even in silence, love waits to be heard. And so, if you're listening to this story now, maybe this is your sign. Write the letter. Say the words. Even if they're messy, even if it's hard. Sometimes, the words we never say are the ones that can change everything. And sometimes, it's not too late to begin again. End of story. Thank you for listening. If this story touched your heart, consider sharing it or writing your own letter today. Remember, your words matter more than you know.